Hi there. So today I'm going to take you through a slower, more gentle practice than you might have seen on my videos so far. And if you've been practicing with me in person over the last month, you'll be familiar with this routine. As always, I recommend having a couple of blocks handy nearby just in case you might want them. And when you're ready to get started, just come on down to a child's pose. So we're going to start really gently, and throughout this practice I'm going to keep reminding you to take the easier, more gentle options, and it's about trying to give yourself more breathing space to slow things down, but keeping the body moving, just for those times when life around us is a bit more hectic and we need to bring it back into harmony. So balancing out the busyness with something more gentle and flowing. So let's start from a child's pose. So you can bring your hips back towards your feet, stretch your arms out, let your forehead rest. And taking a few deep breaths here, softening your rib cage. Releasing any obvious tension from the body. And starting by bringing both arms over towards the left-hand side, lengthening into the right side of your body. And taking both arms on to the other edge of the mat, stretch the left arm a little longer. Just create more space around the left-hand side of the body. And from there, coming back towards the center and reaching the right arm underneath the left shoulder, dropping into a gentle twist. You can let the hips lift up, that's okay. If you're more flexible, you want to drop the hips right back, that's okay. Breathing into the back. And letting it come through to the other side. Twisting across to the left. Or left arm underneath right shoulder. And then from there, release. You might take another stretch here through the center, but making your way towards tabletop. So hands underneath shoulders, knees underneath hips. And taking any stretches that you feel you need here, but working your way towards cow pose with the chest open. And then cat stretch, rounding out the back. And taking a few breaths here. Inhaling as you open up the chest. Exhaling as you round out through the back. And let's go just one more time. And then after the exhale, starting to make your way into downward facing dog. So you can drop the hips back, tuck the toes under, and stretch out through the legs. Pressing into your palms, lengthening the arms, lifting the tailbone high. You might walk the heels down towards the mat one at a time. And from there, making your way forward into a fold. Walk the feet towards the hands. You can bend the knees a lot here, take it gently. Let the upper body rest right down onto the thighs, the head towards the floor. And lifting hands to shins for support, bring your chest open, lengthening the spine to a flat back. And softening forward again there into a fold. Release the belly, release the shoulders. And drawing in and up into mountain pose. Let the head come up on top, the shoulders open. And taking a chest stretch, a shoulder release, you can clasp the hands behind your back, or if it's more comfortable, just pressing the hands towards your lower back. And then softening the knees completely, come down towards a fold, melting down. And can we lift halfway, lengthening out through the spine, maybe a little longer into the legs. And releasing back down towards that forward fold once more. Lifting up from there to mountain pose, strong through the feet, drawing in through the belly, opening up the chest, and then taking that chest stretch. And from there, stepping your feet wide on the mat, and bending the knees towards a low squat. Bring your arms up through the center, and then press down through your palms. Breathing in to rise, and breathing out. Inhale, and exhale. Just bringing your energy into your center. Calm and steady. Now you can stay with this level of flow, or if you want more, on the next breath in, we're going to lift the arms all the way overhead, stretch and release as you bend the knees, folding forwards, coming up again, big breath in, exhaling, letting go. And then once more, and releasing there. This time bring the arms up through the center and just let the arms drop down by your sides, taking a step in towards mountain pose. Lifting your arms overhead and bring your hands together to meet at your chest. Releasing back down towards that forward fold once more. Lifting up from there to mountain pose, strong through the feet, drawing in through the belly, opening up the chest, and then taking that chest stretch. And from there, stepping your feet wide on the mat, and bending the knees towards a low squat. Bring your arms up through the center, and then press down through your palms. Breathing in to rise, and breathing out. Inhale, and exhale. Just bringing your energy into your center. Calm and steady. Now you can stay with this level of flow, or if you want more, on the next breath in, we're going to lift the arms all the way overhead, stretch and release as you bend the knees, folding forwards, coming up again, big breath in, exhaling, letting go. And then once more, and releasing there. This time bring the arms up through the center and just let the arms drop down by your sides, taking a step in towards mountain pose. Lifting your arms overhead And bring your hands together to meet at your chest. Taking a breath in, lift the arms up high and side bend over to your left. Inhale to the top and side bend over. This side is your left, the other side was your right. That's it. Then opening up to Goddess, come into the center, wide squat, sink into your hips and open your chest. Now, turning your right foot open to triangle pose, long legs, long spine. And then just let it breathe. We turn to the right for pyramid, folding forwards, hips square. And your hands might land on your shin or the floor. Bending your right knee, drop to runner's lunge, stretch the left leg out behind you and open up your chest. Bring left knee to floor and lift arms overhead, crescent lunge. You can draw towards a back bend here if that feels comfortable, or keep hands to hips if you prefer. Now, coming into a wide lunge, open the right knee out to lift the left knee. You can bring hands to thigh. Maybe it's easier to reach the floor, but keep the chest lifted. And then transfer your weight across to the left leg. Again, sinking into the hips, softening into the ankle. Turning fully to the left leg, dropping the knee to the floor for crescent lunge again. Arms up or down, you choose. Tipping forward again from there, runner's lunge, hands frame the foot, back knee lifts and lengthens out through the leg. Stepping into pyramid pose, land the back foot down, and you might like to keep the knees a little softer here. Triangle, stepping open and lifting the right arm high, bringing length back into the spine. Breathing in high, arms up and sinking into Goddess. Step your feet together, reaching the arms overhead. Side bend to the left. Reach up and over to the right. Then coming back, bring your hands to your chest. Take a deep breath. To complete our moon salutation sequence, we go left to right. Now lifting the arms up overhead, side bending to the left, lift, and side bend over to the right. Stepping wide, we come back to Goddess. Maybe more space in the hips to sink deeper this time. Then lift up and open triangle pose to the left hand side. Turning to pyramid, square your hips, forward fold. Bend your left knee, runner's lunge, drawing shoulder blades down the back of the body to open up the chest. Dropping your knee down for crescent lunge. That's it. Opening up the front of your body and coming into our wide lunge. Letting the breath flow easily as possible, even through what might be a more challenging shape as we come across to the right leg. And turn fully round to the right hand side, crescent lunge, dropping into the left knee. Again, your choice, arms up or arms to hips. A runner's lunge, hands to the mat. And pyramid pose, that forward fold. And triangle once more, lift and open out. And then reach both arms up to the ceiling, come to Goddess. Sink back into your legs. Open up your chest, your heart. Stepping into center, extended mountain pose, fingertips to the ceiling. Side bending over to the right. Lift and side bend over to the left. Breathing back to center. Prayer hands into your chest. Now we come back to triangle pose. We're going to spend a little longer this time, so set yourself up. A nice long stance, lifting tall through your spine, reaching through the right arm, letting it land, maybe inside the thigh, maybe inside the shin, and breathing wide across the chest, and creating space in the body for the energy to flow. Stepping in from here to half moon pose, balancing on your right leg, tipping your weight forwards and lifting your back leg high, strength here. Now touching down into warrior two, knee stacks over ankle, opening out the knee towards the little toes to really fire up the hip. Balance the spine and allow the shoulders to release. Again, feel big and open. And then breathing into peaceful warrior, stay grounded through your legs and lift up through the right arm. Allow the left shoulder to soften. And from here we lift both arms high. Turn towards your right leg for warrior one. Now your left foot might need to step in a little closer. Pressing through your feet, dropping tailbone down and lifting up high through your arms. Reaching wide from there, open across the front. Take the hands all the way behind your back and stretch through the shoulders. And we tip forward to humble warrior. And the hands can clasp behind your back. It might be more comfortable to hold your elbows instead. And just let the body fold forwards, chin tucking towards chest. Now releasing the hands to the floor. Walk round to a wide leg forward fold, hands coming towards the center of your mat. Heels pushing out and the body melting down through the center. And take a breath into that deep stretch through the legs. And lifting the chest up halfway, just engaging through the belly. Keep your left hand towards the floor and take your right arm up towards the ceiling for a twist. Or maybe hand towards lower back. Bring right hand to the floor and lift the left arm open. The hips stay steady as you revolve the ribcage all the way around. And coming back to center, softening forward into the fold again. And now you have a choice of how to come up. You can roll up slowly or lift the arms overhead and come up big, but soften the knees, lift the belly, make your way up and then open out the left foot and come to triangle pose. Again, allowing the feet to press into the floor, keeping the joints soft, the knees release, the hips easy. So we find that lengthening into the legs. Stepping in, half moon pose, transferring the weight. Reaching the bottom arm straight down, the top arm straight up. Eye gaze focus to help keep you steady. And bring it back down, your warrior two. So as you land, find the feet wide again. Calm, steady breath. And then we lift, left arm reaching up, peaceful warrior. And allowing the shoulders to soften again, melting away any stress, any tension. Reaching both arms up high, turn to your left leg, warrior one. Centering yourself to meet the short edge of your mat. And breathing up really tall, really grounded. And then opening out the chest, open the arms wide. Bring your hands behind your back, hands together or hands to elbows again. And tipping forward, humble warrior. Now release hands to the floor. Walk them round into your wide leg forward fold. Just tipping the pelvis forward. The weight might transfer more to your toes than your heels here. Then lifting up, lengthening the spine. Find steadiness. Bring the right hand to the floor and turn your left arm up for your twist. And release down and come over to the other side. And letting that go, forward fold. Just pausing there for an extra breath or two this time. And then releasing the knees, shuffle the feet closer together. Drop your hips down towards a low squat, and you might lift elbows towards thighs here, sumo style, or sink on down, bringing the shoulders back to open up the chest, working into the ankles, the hips. Now, keeping the left elbow inside the knee, take the right arm towards the back, let the shoulders twist round, and then release through the center, come over to the other side. And then from here you have a choice, coming on to hands and knees, back to tabletop, maybe straight up into down dog. Maybe you're just going to come down to the mat, take a stretch there first, and then lift up to down dog. But choose what option feels right for you. So if you need to be lower to the ground today, that's okay. If you want a little more, maybe there's a plank pose that wants to happen. Belly strong, arms pushing, and then lifting back to down dog. And from here, we're going to come all the way down to the mat and set up for a bridge pose. So rolling over to your back, bringing your feet in close towards your hips, about hip width apart, tucking the shoulder blades in underneath you, palms open to the ceiling. And then starting to lengthen the spine, extend the tailbone, let the hips lift, using the feet for support, the shoulders for support, rolling up through the spine. And being really careful here, we're not trying to compress or crunch into the lower back. We want to create more length and more space. So expanding like a rainbow. And being able to breathe, an even steady breath here. Now let's come on down gently, rolling through the spine, letting the hips land last. We're going to take a little recovery. Bring the knees together, the feet a little wider. Now if you do have blocks available and you want to use them, make sure they're close enough to reach. And then in a moment, when you're ready, you can reset your feet. Start to lift back up to that bridge pose. And then you have the choice to slide one or both of the blocks stacked together underneath your sacrum and let the hips rest there, supported. So now you're still fully supported, but with all the openness of the back bend. Adjust as much as you need to. And just let it breathe. Now lifting up enough to release those blocks. And then again, gently releasing down towards the mat. Take your knees together and let the feet go wider. And opening up the lower back, just bring the spine back to a neutral position for a few moments. And now start to lift the knees up above your chest and taking the arms wide across the floor as much as you can with the space that you have. And then let your knees fall to one side into a twist. Now we're looking to find a position where the body can rest completely, and that might again need the blocks underneath you for support, so resting underneath the thigh or the knee. You might be able to rest them fully on the floor, and in that case you might find it comfortable to extend your top leg long, and again let that drop down so that you're not holding your body in any position. You can just let it go and let the shape of the pose do its work. And feel free to turn your head the opposite direction from your knees. Allow that to release into the neck. And then start to bring yourself back to the center. You could hug the knees for a moment there, if you'd like to, and then start to work your way over to the other side. Moving the bricks across if they were helpful. Propping yourself up comfortably. And letting it break, letting it go. You might notice where the body is supported by the mat. Feel it resting there. You might notice just where you can feel that stretch through your body. Expanding the breath to help expand the stretch. And we're going to come back to center again. Bring the knees in. Letting one leg drop down towards the floor, taking the opposite leg up towards a hamstring stretch. So holding it lightly, starting with an easy stretch, just lifting the foot away from the hip, keeping the hip down towards the mat. And it might help to move through the ankle, release and bend into the knee a little. And letting that leg go, come on over to the other side. And from here, lifting both knees back in towards your chest. And you can hold the backs of the knees. If you can reach your hands towards your feet, then do. And then take the knees out wide of your rib cage. Draw them down towards the floor. Lowering your tailbone towards the mat, releasing the shoulders down. Happy baby pose. And there might be some gentle movement here, rocking into the lower back. You might feel comfortable to close your eyes. releasing gently back down into the mat for Shavasana. So here into relaxation, and you can let the knees rest against each other again. You might prefer to stretch the legs along the floor. It might be good to put something warmer on. Just make sure that you're really comfortable. And as you position your body, take a deep breath in. Allow a full exhale. And give yourself permission here to slow right down. To slow down all the different systems of your body, the breath, the heart rate. And invite the mind to follow, unraveling any tangled thoughts. Slowing down to the pace of the breath, quietly flowing in through the nose and out through the nose. Giving yourself this breathing space for a few more moments. I recommend you pause here and spend as long as you need. And when you're ready to come up, just releasing ever so gently. You might draw the knees back up towards the chest. And when you're ready to come up, turning over onto your right hand side for a moment. Lifting back into a seated position from there. Breathing in, arms reach up high. Breathing out, bring hands to your chest. And welcome back into your day. Thank you very much.